Hey, and welcome to Cruise Basics. What you might not know about volunteering cruising. Hey guys, and welcome back to Cruise Basics. I'm Sean, your host, and today what we're going to talk about is volunteering cruising is not a real cruise. So let's start with a big opening here of what is different than going on a real cruise or a regular cruise compared to a voluntary cruise that they need to do to get certified. So first off, this is basically going to tell you what they're expecting you to do. I've gotten so many different questions about it, and I just want to clarify everything because it's not going to be a regular cruise where you're just going to go and do your own thing. These are simulated cruises that they have to put all their procedures in place so that they can go and get certified from the CDC. It's not going to be where you just, if you want to go see a show, or if you want to just go hang out at the pool, or you want to go to the bar and get a beer. It's nothing like that at all. It's going to be totally different. So let's start with the main concern. If you have an underlying condition, anything from a heart disease, diabetes, asthma, lung cancer, lung disease, problems breathing, if you're pregnant, anything like that, the doctor's not going to sign off on it. You're not going to be able to go. So don't sign up for being a volunteer for these cruises. You're going to have to be 100% healthy. And so let's just start with, I got about 5 of them that some people might not know about. So, of course, the first one is basically self-explanatory. You will be tested for the virus. You'll be tested before you go. You might even be tested while you're on board, depending on what cruise you're on, what scenario you're on, depending on all that. Number 2, they're going to be running through different scenarios. Like, for instance, if you're doing a cruise and there's an outbreak on the cruise ship, I mean, the scenario of an outbreak on a cruise ship, you're going to be confined to your cabin. And with these voluntary cruises, you could have a balcony, you could have an inside, you could have an ocean view. Let's think of it this way. If you're patient 0 and say they come up to you and go, okay, you are going to be patient 0, you're going to have the coronavirus. This could happen the first day you're on the ship, the first night. And you might be confined to that cabin the whole cruise, just because of their scenario situations that they need to do by, coming in, doing the procedures, making sure that, that you're still in your cabin, making sure that, the doctor might come in and they might test you again. If you don't like being tested, don't go. I don't know which kind of test they're going to be doing. Maybe if you're patient 0, you might end up getting the nasal test, which is very, very uncomfortable. But let's say, for instance, let's do a different scenario where they have to confine a certain section, or if they have to confine a certain section, say that you're in that section, you could be self-quarantined for maybe 4 hours. You could be quarantined for 6 hours. You don't know. We don't know all these scenarios because they haven't been publicly announced. I don't think they really will be. I think we'll get this information basically if you end up going on it and you share it. A lot of the travel agents out there have been asked to join them doing these voluntary cruises. And then, of course, everybody that's signing up. I mean, I'm reading online just craziness of people wanting to go, but they're talking like it's just a free cruise. It is a free cruise, but it's different. It's not going to be your normal cruise. They're going to test out how well the cafeteria style in the buffet area is going to be. They're going to test out things like how they're going to do the social distancing in the theater. They're going to test out the social distancing areas in the bars. You're going to have to wear your mask. They're going to see how many people are doing it, how many people are, obeying the law per se. So everything's going to be a little different. I mean, I can see it now where people are just going to complain. I see it now where there's going to be a line at guest services going, this is not what I expected. I didn't sign up for this. Well, you kind of did, because what's going to happen is that you're going to have to sign an affidavit or something that states that you're willing to go through these scenarios. You're willing to take the risk of getting the virus per se. You never know. I mean, it's a high risk situation. If you don't want to do any of this kind of stuff, if you think it's going to be like a joyful day at Walt Disney World kind of thing, don't go. It's not going to be like that at all. The other thing too is that you're going to be waiting around a ton. I mean, they're getting these procedures in place. They're working out the kinks. If you don't like standing around and waiting, don't go. There's going to be interruptions, so they might end up having like a certain horn, kind of like when you do the muster drill, where the alarm goes off and you have to already be at your muster drill area. They might have an alarm like that. So if you have an outbreak on one of these, say that the scenario is going to have a massive outbreak, and they make everybody go to their cabin, they might sound an alarm. And you might be, I don't know, sitting at the pool, or you might be sitting at a bar, or you might be in the middle of reading a book on the pool deck. You're going to have to go back to your cabin. So just, there's going to be interruptions. There's going to be waiting. I mean, just getting on the ship, they're going to have to figure out how to do that with all the social distancing. There's going to be plenty of room to social distance and stuff like that. It's not that. It's more of how they're going to make it work. So, I mean, here's the thing, is that if you're concerned about anything like that, don't go. If you're concerned about, if you get irritated waiting in line or just standing around, this is not for you. Let me touch one more base on one other thing before I close this out. I just read earlier today that some U.S. politicians are trying to get the CDC to also start the no-sell order again. Not sure why. When it comes to the cruise ships, are not doing. They're not doing anything anyways. They might. They might be trying to stop them from doing these voluntary cruises because it is a high-risk situation. But we'll have to wait and see what the CDC does because we're trying to get moving forward, not going backwards again. And these protocols are going to be in place to kind of keep us safe. I know out there right now, the first Caribbean cruise that started doing it again, it was a small ship, and they have like 7 cases. It's going to be like the flu. It's not going away. We just have to adapt. So for me, I think that it's kind of will bring us back a step back that we don't need in the industry. We need to move forward, and we need to get these voluntary cruises going just so that we can learn the procedures, know the procedures, and work out the kinks and get it, get us back out there again, getting these Caribbean islands back up and running where they can earn money again, get their economy back up and running because they're hurting. So overall, that's what I'm thinking that should happen. Now, is that going to happen? Who knows? So here's my final thoughts. my final thoughts are going to be one, don't go if you're high risk. Don't go if you don't want to take the risk. Don't go if you think this is going to be a regular cruise where you think it's going to be just joyful and fun. Now, if none of that bothers you, if you want to help out the industry, 100% sign up. Let's get this going. So we need to just clarify that so that people don't get on board and have 150 people standing at guest services going, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this. We need this fixed. I want to get off. Well, you sign the paperwork. So other than that, you guys hang in there. Stay tuned for the next one. And you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And talk at you later. See ya.